All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be reacting to a new YouTuber that I found. Her name is Anila Sita, and it's about dark feminine hacks that will get them addicted to you. I don't know what she's going to be talking about. I haven't watched the video yet, but I got recommended this video by some of you guys, and I'm always taking recommendations, especially from my Patreon supporters. So we're going to watch her video, people, and we're going to see what she has to say, and hopefully it's some good information. And if she says some evil shit, people, don't blame me, all right? Because I'm just reacting to the video, all right? So, by the way that she looks, I don't know. Honestly, this girl is cute, but I feel like she could easily slash my tires if I end up messing with her in a bad way, right? She got slash your tire energy, but I appreciate it. So let's watch her video, and if you guys enjoyed this type of video, let me know by clicking on the description down below and subscribing. If you want more reaction videos, join the Patreon where I'm going to be posting more reaction videos, okay? So, and by the way, we're having 50% off all of my courses using the coupon code MINDFUL, and 20% off my coaching calls and working with me one-on-one using the coupon code MINDFUL, okay? And that's only for this month. Let's begin with the video.
Biggest thing that I've learned about feminine energy and dark feminine energy that is really going to put you back in the driver's seat of your life. If you've been feeling like things are out of your control, you've been feeling frustrated at the way that things are going in your life, or somebody is not acting the way that you would want them to act in a romantic...
See, that's something that I've had to learn in life. As I've gotten older, my relationships with people have gotten so much better because I'm not trying to change them no more. Like, trying to change people is a lack of gratitude, in my opinion. That's what I've noticed. When I want somebody to change, it means I'm not grateful for who they are today. It means that I don't accept them for who they are. And for me, my practice, my growth is to not need to change people, is to not desire the situation or the person to be any different than what they are, and to just deal with the situation as it is. So if they don't change, I leave. And if they don't change, I either leave or accept them. But there's no middle ground. There's no space for me to be resentful for who they are, because that's not fair to them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to learn that that's actually selfish on my part. Like, some people watch my videos and they see and they have a guy or girl in their lives that don't want to change. And so they watch my videos because they think I'm Black Jesus and we're gonna be doing some voodoo type of shit. The truth is that my voodoo is teaching you how to accept the unacceptable. That's my trick. Teaching you how to do that. All right, let's continue.
Situation. So the feminine, the dark feminine particularly, she knows how to self-regulate. Now let me explain.
She talks about the dark feminine in the third person.
She welcomes other people's love, but she doesn't need their love or validation to love herself.
Exactly. And the reason why I believe that is because when you need someone's love, but don't need their validation, what that says is this. Think about, what does it mean to validate yourself? What does that mean? What that means is, when you validate, what happens when you feel validated? You feel good about yourself. Now, what are the emotions what is that? It's just an emotion that's coming up that's making you feel good about being alive. Just good emotions, happiness, the general happiness that arises from your state of being. It's like the smell of a food. Some people have bad smells. Some food have good smell, and that what the smell that emanates from that dish is your self-esteem, right? And so it's kind of like the same thing. Your validation is what radiates from you naturally without doing anything. So when you're not doing nothing and you're not getting any attention, what's radiating from that? Do you need other people to stir up the pot and make you feel good? Or does your just existence create good emotions? And so that's what that is us feeling good by ourselves. When you need someone to validate you, you need them to make you feel good about yourself. So for example, you wake up and you're in a good mood. I'm happy today. That's self-validating. You have learned to validate yourself without any stimulus. You get what I'm saying? And so meditation does that. Meditation has been shown it has been proven to help people and to change your neural network in your mind to cause you to feel good emotions for no reason. That's what meditation does. And so whenever you learn to self-validate yourself, in other words, learn to feel good by yourself with just a breath, you're not going to cling on to get other people's validation. And so as a result, I want your love. I appreciate the diversity of feelings that you provide, because someone else's love is not the same that love that we feel for ourselves, but it's a diversity. It's like you already have all your food, but what you're offering me is not necessary for me to survive, but boy is it good, right? And so what happens is that when you don't validate yourself and they give you that validation, because you lack your own validation, when they leave, you're not going to know how to make yourself feel good. So that's what she's saying. Self-validation, regulating your emotion, is all about learning how to pass the darkness of temporary bad emotions and learn to self-generate it. Unfortunately, when you can't self-generate good emotions, when somebody doesn't validate you and you feel bad, you don't know how to get out of that state of mind. So that you've been trained to chase, to get out of that state of mind, if that makes any sense.
Shallon Lester, she's a YouTuber. She had this analogy that I really loved.
Oh, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, she definitely got slash your tire energy. I mean, she watches Channel Lester. Well, who am I to talk, people? Who am I to talk?
And I'm going to share with you right now of being in your feminine energy and what it means when you're basically out of your feminine energy. She talked about women either being warm-blooded or cold-blooded. And if you know anything about science, a creature that is warm-blooded regulates their temperature themselves on the inside, whereas a creature that is cold-blooded, like reptiles, they need the environment to regulate
their temperature. Okay, she even got the whole pictogram and all that kind of stuff.
And the reason why she used this analogy in regards to women is that there's women who need things in their environment, in their external, to validate them. They need people to tell them they're pretty, they're talented, they're good enough, to feel like they're good enough, but they don't know how.
In other words, to feel good. Like I said, the best analogy is waking up in the morning and feeling good. Why are you awake? Kind of, you just feel good. You feel good for no reason. And that feeling is what you lack from within. When you learn to self-generate that feeling through meditation, people, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do I sound like a broken record here? The reason why I take meditation so much is because it does work. And I'm trying to get it through your... Where's my stick? You guys are lucky it's not here. I'm trying to get it through your hard heads. That's what you gotta do. Like, I just finished a 1 hour meditation right now. I feel good. There are things I should worry about, but I feel good. In fact, when you do it the right way, you'll realize you feel good in moments you shouldn't. And you're like, what the fuck? Shouldn't I feel bad? Shouldn't I feel worried and I'm not worried? Because your brain is used to feeling bad, but when you reconfigure your brain through meditation, you'll notice that you'll just start generating good emotions for no reason.
To self-regulate. They don't know how to be warm-blooded, in the sense that they know they're good enough. I'm that bitch. I don't need you to tell me that I'm that bitch. I just know I'm that bitch. The way that you can understand this concept of warm-blooded and cold-blooded is you're not dependent on these people to make you feel good. You're dependent on yourself.
In other words, an ecosystem of positive emotion. That's what you have within you. You are your own source of positive emotions. That's the point of developing a meditation practice. And I don't care what she says, meditation is the number one way to obtain that. And the reason why a lot of people don't want to do it is because it's hard. Motherfuckers, anything that's magical as being able to self-generate emotion, you think that comes for free? No. You got to pay a price. You got to pay a price. I pay that price. I literally went to a 10-day retreat, sat my butt down, and my God, did I want to leave after the first day. And every waking second of that retreat, I wanted to get the fuck out, if I'm being honest with you. But I did it for two reasons. One, for myself. I did not want to quit. And I knew what was waiting for me behind that when I crossed that road. And number two, to give you guys an example and to not have to lie to you guys and say I did it when I really didn't do it. God forbid. Because I have a guilty conscience, people. That's one thing about me that I appreciate. I cannot lie to people because I have a guilty conscience, you know? And so I did that, and man, it was the best thing ever. Now I have control over my emotions. Yeah, from time to time, I'll forget to meditate. That happens. 2 days ago, I forgot to meditate. After a few days, and then a few weeks ago, I forgot to meditate as well after I had a good streak. But the point is to get that practice in, so that then you don't need validation from men, and all of those needy habits doesn't get reinforced by you acting on neediness.
Self to make yourself feel good. Once you master that power, you know you're really in your dark feminine. This is a really big hack, because when we get into romantic situations, say somebody's making you insecure, somebody's not acting the way that you would want them to act, and then you start to make up stories about how you are not good enough, when in actuality it's actually got nothing to do with you, and that person is probably just going through their own stuff. I remember
watching, I don't know if you guys seen something blue sea. The blue is blue. The sea is blue. It's a lesbian movie, anyways. So it was a girl about a girl who was confused, and she was with a guy, but she was realizing that she liked women. Long story short, she broke up with the guy, and he was confused, and he never knew that it was because she was secretly lesbian. But from his point of view, he was like, "What the fuck did I do? Like, am I not good enough for her?" And from his point of view, it looked like he did something wrong. But from our point of view, he had nothing to do with why she was acting weird. In fact, he was a victim of her bullshit. Realize that low self-esteem and bad emotions, quote unquote, has a gravitational pull towards blaming itself. When you have low self-esteem, there is a self-absorption that causes you to blame yourself for everything. Because by you blaming yourself for everything, one, it gives you some sense of control over your life. And two, it confirms what you believe about yourself. And it's very difficult because you have the option of either blaming yourself or breathing. Bringing so much focus to the physical sensation. You're bringing so much focus to the act of breathing. And your concentration is so intense that all you're really doing is breathing and feeling. You're not feeling and creating stories. You're breathing, feeling, breathing and feeling, breathing and feeling, breathing and feeling. And by doing that, you're allowing your body to express that emotion without acting on it and without reinforcing it. And that emotion over time gets weaker and weaker and weaker. And all you're left is with a template, not a template. All you're left is with yourself, like an explosion that reveals what's underneath the surface. All you're left is with your true self, and that true self is free of suffering, is free of needing someone to make you feel good. And because it's free of that, you won't act on neediness. You won't be doing those sucking the freaking psycho eyes that when you like someone. All of the needy habits that you have developed that pushes people away goes away. And I can promise you, you're not going to be aware of it. People will tell you changed, but you won't be able to tell that you changed. Because you will normalize a state of peace in your mind that doesn't look any different than it was before unless you return to that state of mind.
Remember, I made a video about how to get people obsessed with you, I think 2 years ago, and I'm gonna reiterate the first example I made in that video. It's about never assuming negative stories about yourself if you don't know what the truth is. Let me explain. So if somebody's not acting the way that you would want them to act with you, why are you making it about you not being worthy, you not being good enough, you not being that bitch? Oh my God, he's not texting me because he's probably talking to another girl. Or, oh my God, does he not find me attractive anymore? Say you get into a relationship and your boyfriend switches up. This has happened to me, and I've noticed the key in this situation is self-regulation. In the video I made about getting people obsessed with you, I was saying, you know, if you're telling yourself stories about what an amazing person you are and you're that bitch and you're so helpful, then if somebody smiles at you on the street, you're gonna see that as confirmation of you being that bitch, being like, oh wow, look, that person smiled at me. Whereas if you hate yourself, you're gonna see that person smiling at you as something patronizing. They smiled at me because they're.
But then there's a middle path, because both of those situations both have a flaw. That they're both the same difference. They're both the same coin, but just different sides. This is, I get what you're saying, my love. Hey, my love, Anila. I'm not disagreeing with you, okay? First of all, hello. I'm not disagreeing with you, but this is just because I did a little I hate to say I did a meditation retreat as like so pompous, but what I've experienced is that when you're really at a place where you don't react to negative emotions, when you don't react to people's negativity, is at the same place where you don't even react to positive feedback, where you don't need that positive feedback to make you feel good, where what you're feeling on the inside is so tranquil, so at peace, so serene, that the validation of the outside world or the negativity or the rejection of the outside world doesn't affect this. This has no place in this world. It's a timeless, non-identity based self, which is your true self. Unfortunately, I'm asking enlightenment out of you guys, and I understand how it's kind of unrealistic to a certain degree. But this is a spectrum. And at the far end of this is complete enlightenment. And at the gray area of this spectrum is feeling at peace and accepting yourself. Not complete enlightenment, but enough to elevate yourself above others to portray a person who has high self-esteem, if that makes any sense. Where you stop clinging on to compliments and negative feedback, and you both treat it the same. And it's a completely different state of mind. And I'll be honest with you, it's a little uncomfortable because we're so used to having an identity. It's like when you have a mask on and you're so used to having a mask on, when you take it off, you feel uncomfortable. But in reality, who you really are is a person without the mask. The problem is that this fake mask of our identity gets fused with our real selves. And so we lose touch. We confuse the mask for our identity, and we lose touch with ourselves. And that's what happens with a lot of people. As a result, this mask is fueled by feedback, positive and negative. And because you're so used to and comfortable with that reality that you never really explore what's underneath that mask because it's scary. We have to confront. Anyways, let's just keep going.
They're laughing at what I'm wearing. And it's like, honey, it wasn't even about that, but you made it about that because you have this perspective of yourself. So this is why I really wanted to start with that point. Self-regulation is one of the biggest things you can learn with feminine energy. So now
that is so good that she says self-regulation. Yeah, beautiful stuff. And I recommend this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It'll teach you how to self-regulate your emotions.
A little hack, right? So say somebody's not behaving the way that you want them to behave. Somebody's switching up on you in your dating life. You never fucking switch up inside yourself. You never ever assume that somebody switching up on you has anything to do with you. You keep affirming to yourself that you're that bitch, that you're a queen.
Exactly. Or once you feel that thought of, oh my God, they don't like me, breathe. Go back to the breath and go and give yourself. In fact, this is what we do in the 10-day meditation retreat, which I shouldn't tell you guys. Just with extreme detail, scan your whole body. Imagine that this is your consciousness, and just feel this part of your head, right? Feel this with your mind. Like try to feel this with your mind, or better yet, feel this part of your nose with your mind. Feel the sensation of your nose. Okay, you got that? Okay. Now with that sensation, scan it. All the way here, keep scanning, and as you scan, try to feel each part that you're scanning. You may not do a good job, and that's okay, but just try to scan, right? And your whole goal is to slowly scan every part of your body, right? And this activity requires so much concentration that you could be feeling depressed, and by you scanning this, it requires so much concentration that you're not going to focus on the thoughts of feeling depressed and what's causing depression. All that you're really going to be focusing on and thinking of is just scanning this and feeling. because you're so focused on scanning, because it does require energy, that the thoughts that are reinforcing those negative emotions won't be there. So what happens? So you stop creating more pain, and you're allowing the pain to burn itself out. Like a fire that you're not adding wood. Thoughts add wood to the fire. So if you just stop thinking and feel, that fire will eventually run out. It doesn't mean it's going to stop instantly, but it's going to run out. So by you scanning the body multiple times, do a 30-minute meditation session, and the whole time just scan. Back, each finger. And once you're done, go back again, do it again. Scan. And just keep scanning and bring as much focus to each sensation. And if you notice you don't feel this part, scan the whole body and then return to this part and focus on this part. And deeply focus on it and scan it again until you can feel it. I'm not gonna lie, this could get me in trouble saying this, people. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I just imagine Maria, the meditation teacher, saying, this motherfucker fucking said it. I told him not to say it. Sorry, people. But I'm literally right now, I just literally gave you guys one of the biggest secrets of meditation that they don't teach. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm committing a sin right now. Buddha might come down right now and fucking smite me. Let's continue.
That you are drop dead gorgeous, and in case you fucking forgot, you are beautiful, you are a queen, you are stunning, you're that bitch.
Damn, you imagine me talking to you guys? Girl, I just want to say, you are beautiful, you are stunning, you are that bitch. People are like, oh my God, Father Alex is gay now. Bitch, you are that bitch. You got the strength within you, girl. Girl, don't you let anybody, and I mean anybody, tell you otherwise. You are that bitch.
You can have anybody and anything that you want. I'm here to tell you because I'm the person that has really accomplished a lot of things that I've wanted and gotten a lot of people that I've wanted. So I'm telling you, it's all a mindset thing. I want you to know.
It's not just a mindset. You are a sexy ass bitch. I'm not. Oh my God, I could have really said that. It's not just a mindset. You are a beautiful woman. So it kind of, well, then again, honestly, I've seen a lot of beautiful women be taken advantage of. So I'm not gonna lie, girls with red hair, don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with a girl with red hair. She's dangerous.
That I have my phases myself where I will question myself and I'll be like, oh my God, why has this person switched up on me? Even with my boyfriend, things have happened sometimes where he's been going.
Boyfriend? I mean, what are the chances that I say that I think she's cute and then she brings up her boyfriend? All right, let's keep going.
Stuff, and then he would kind of be a bit more laid back, and I started making it about myself. What did I do wrong? Oh my God, he doesn't like me anymore. He doesn't think I'm attractive. And then I gotta be like, bitch, you are that bitch. Don't ever let no motherfucker make you feel like you're not good enough. Even your own man. I don't give a shit. You always gotta remind yourself. And this is gonna bring me onto my next little dark feminine hack of how to get guys absolutely obsessed with you every single time. So I've noticed the biggest thing that you need to learn to do that has to do with feminine energy is when a guy is pulling back, you pull back into yourself. What does that mean? He's pulling back, going to do his stuff or giving you less attention, whatever. This could be your boyfriend, this could be a person you're seeing, this could be somebody. I know a lot of you guys will DM me that, you know, your ex broke up with you and this and that. So that's like the most drastic version of someone pulling back. What you need to do when this happens is you need to pull back into yourself. I'm gonna give you an example of what.
And think about it. For me, pulling back into yourself is going inside yourself. Scanning the body, breathing, and just scanning, right? There's no thoughts in this. Really think about it. Feel your hand right now. Feel your hand. Go deeply and feel how your hand. Notice how it's not a thought. It's just a weird state of consciousness of just pure awareness. And if you just keep feeling your hand as you feel whatever the fuck you might be feeling, this allows you to be anchored in your body, allow your body to burn all of those suppressed emotions without adding to it with thoughts and the story, and just keep scanning the body. And the more deeply you feel, the more subtle. This is another part that I'm gonna get in trouble. I am gonna get in trouble for this, people. I'm not gonna lie. The more subtle you feel the sensation of the hand, the better. What you want to be able to do is feel the subtleness. The more subtle, the better. So you might notice you feel the hand today, but then you notice that this finger vibrates more than this finger. And then you go even deeper and you notice that this part of the hand vibrates more than this part. And you go deeper and deeper. And the deeper you notice the subtleties, the more deeper you'll get in a state of meditation. And that depth will reveal more suppressed emotion. And by you going deeper and deeper and more subtle to the sensation of the hand or the body, you will release, you become more liberated. Eventually, you become enlightened if you actually do it long enough. Like, that's pretty much the crazy part. This is what I'm showing you right now, people, is it's really, really, really forbidden knowledge. You only get this when you go to this retreat. People, I'm sorry. I really can't help it because I want to help you guys. And I get it. I shouldn't be saying this, but I can't resist because it works. How can I withhold that from you guys? I understand why they say not to teach it, because they want people to actually go and do it. But hopefully, I repeat myself so much to do one of those retreats. Hopefully, it gets through your hard head and you actually eventually end up going and understanding what I'm telling you, because it's one thing for me to explain to you. It's another thing for you to actually do it and experience a state of no mind. It's crazy.
Pulling back could look like for you. So I heard this story of this girl once that she was on Tinder, and every time a guy would not respond to her text messages, she would start learning Italian. Eventually this bitch became fluent in fucking Italian because of how much, guys left her on red, and she had to go and learn Italian.
That's another way, right? Distracting yourself in work. Like when I was going to art school, what I would do, I would just go to school and I would be in complete emotional pain, but the tranquility of painting helped me. Or some guys just start working out, right? And it is true. That's why you gotta have a hobby. Gotta have a hobby that you enjoy, so that hobby can bring out and can allow you to feel positive emotions.
This is a silly example, but it very much shows you what you need to do when you're finding yourself obsessing over how somebody's treating you. Pulling back into yourself is automatically gonna put you in your feminine energy because you sit back, you relax. Truly, the way that you can get any guy obsessed is by giving him space. Sounds crazy, but that's all it is sometimes. Allowing this person to come to you in their own time.
Yeah, and because by you giving him space, like I said, the ego always blames itself. Why do you want space? What did I do? And when I was meditating today, I realized that not that I realized, but it came to me again that the reason why men act romantic is because of insecurity. They're trying to impress you, so they're acting romantic. So you'll get the romanticism out of the guy, but also if they don't like you, you'll see it because they're not gonna get insecure at you pulling away. Pulling away should always make you and that person feel insecure. Or better yet, it should always make them feel vulnerable. Because if they love you and they like you, of course they should feel that way. They should not be happy or comfortable or fucking be telling you to or encouraging you to take a break. They shouldn't. When you love someone, there's a vulnerable feeling, like the vulnerable feeling a child feels, even when it's at the thought of losing his or her parents, So she is right. Like every guy has to feel like if I lose her, I'm gonna be completely devastated. Even if they have high self-esteem, and I believe over the years I've developed good self-esteem, in my opinion. Seriously, at least that's for me. You guys might not think of it. That's totally fine. But even for me, it still hurts. Like I could handle the pain, but that doesn't mean I don't feel the pain. That doesn't mean I don't want to feel that. Of course, I don't want to feel pain. Of course, if you leave me, that's gonna fucking suck. But I'll get over it. I just don't want to have to go through that shit. But if you do that, I eventually I'm gonna get over it, of course. So I am afraid of you losing me, but it's not the end of the world, and that's what matters. Is being able to look at the pain that you're about to feel and look at it eyeball to eyeball without flinching.
My mom has always said that to me. She always said, you know, I just give them space and they always come back. And I couldn't agree more. When I choose to give someone space, I do the things that I know make me happy, and it's never failed to work. And when you can feel okay without something and you can feel okay inside yourself, baby, you have won. Because that's really the secret to manifesting anything in this life, but not being attached to it to the point where you need that in order to be happy. Happiness is a choice right now, and you can make it by choosing to cater to your needs and your own happiness. Literally, say this affirmation together with me. The more I relax, the more I get what I want. I want you to fucking...
And meditation is the ultimate relaxation, people. You're scanning your body, like I said, and you are in a state of equanimity. In other words, this is a key to doing this, is that when you feel the emotion of wanting to get up from meditating, or when you feel the emotion of feeling needy, the key is for you to feel and not act. In other words, don't show it in your face, and don't allow the feeling to become a thought. And like I said, the way that you do that through two things. One, don't move. When you meditate, don't move. Learn to meditate without moving. So when you sit, like I'll do a 1 hour meditation, I'll move like twice. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it perfectly, but you just don't move. So you wanna get the hell out of that meditation, and you're like, oh, damn it, I want to leave. God, no, don't move. Stay still, right? So you don't allow the emotion to cause you to move, because then that actually animates it, right? Like when somebody's mad, they're like, oh, fuck, right? They're mad, right? Boom. Now they just reinforce the feeling, rather than they're mad and they're like. By you literally not acting on it, it's like you're allowing that feeling to not possess you. So don't move, right? By not allowing the emotion to act on it, because emotion is all about motion. And when you give the emotion motion, you feed it and you reinforce it. And the next thing is don't think about it. And again, how do you do that? By deeply concentrating on the scanning of the body. You just deeply concentrate, scanning on the body. And by you deeply concentrating and not moving, all you're doing is it's like a fire that's eventually going to run out. And when it runs out, what you're left with is complete equanimity, complete peace. Truly unbelievable, people.
Relax. I want you to chill the fuck out. Whenever you're stressing, it's showing you that you're not in your feminine energy. And truthfully, I believe that feminine energy is beyond dating. It is truly a relationship that you end up having with the universe that really says, you know what, I'm not going to stress about nothing because the universe is my sugar daddy. You know, I have a video that's called The Universe is My Sugar Daddy. You know, I love that affirmation. The universe is going to take care of me because I'm in my feminine energy. I'm going to allow myself to receive. I don't need to stress about anything. I let things come to me. I don't chase, I attract. All of that stuff is really, to me, rooted in trust. And don't worry, like, we're gonna get into more fucking hacks in this video. Like, really stay to the end, because I'm gonna give you everything that I use. Always about sitting the fuck back and not actually trying to control on the outside, but controlling on the inside. So one of the ways that I manage to constantly stay in my feminine energy, dark feminine if you will, is by meditating. I have been meditating for years.
There you go. Thank you. That's a relief right there.
Some chapters of my life, it's been every day for months because of how much shit I was going through. And the way that you can clean up the shit that's going on inside of you is through meditation. Specifically feminine meditations, or just any kind of guided meditation. I
don't know. Look, people, there's no such thing as feminine meditation. I mean, look, of course you could call it that, right? I get you, homegirl. I'm not just disagreeing with you. But again, if you guys want to learn about the meditation, the best meditation, in my opinion, is the body scan meditation. But again, I have a course called Emotional Mastery where I take you through all of the meditation styles with a timeline, and week by week, you'll get a new meditation style. You can purchase it on the description down below. But yeah, it's you see, the key to meditating is to, like I said, focus on the subtleties. the more subtle you feel the sensation, the deeper you are. So you might feel your nose right now, but it's not that feeling, not as much. We in the meditation retreat, we meditated on this part of our nose for about 20 hours. That was like 4 days. No, 30 hours, right? And by the fourth day of meditating, this was just vibrating, and you could feel the little movements here. Like you felt the little subtle chemical reactions of breathing. You notice how when you breathe in, it's hotter, it's warmer air. When you breathe out, no, it's colder air. When you breathe out, it's warmer. And by noticing the more subtle, to the point where it gets to the atomic level, you're able to notice little changes as you breathe. How maybe the capillaries of your nose opens up a little bit more than this part. You're in a deeper state of meditation. The more detailed, the more subtle you feel, the deeper you are in a state of meditation. And that is almost like a force field that completely purifies you from within. And what's happening in that moment, deep changes are happening in your brain. And the way that you notice that deep changes are happening is because when you do this, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Because what's happening, there's surgery happening. You're opening up this wound and pus is coming out. And by you deeply focusing on the sensation of the breath without thinking, you're taking out the pus and allowing it to heal. That's how that meditation is done. It's really powerful, but let's see what she has to say.
Now, this actually brings me to my little surprise for this video. You guys asked for it. I created a dark feminine meditation that is gonna help you step into your goddess energy. I'm literally launching it today with this video. You guys know, if you've been here for a while, I make meditations. I love this shit. And I make meditations, specifically this one too, with subliminals in the background, which are essentially messages that you can't hear with your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind is.
Yeah, you could do that. Honestly, I don't know what the research is behind subliminal messages, but I used to hear for subliminal messages, like how to become more attractive subliminal messages. Did it work? I don't know. I don't think it worked for me, at least.
Picking up on and is literally reprogramming as you're listening to it. I put so many affirmations that will make people obsessed with you, that will make you
subscribe to my channel, become a Patreon supporter.
Love yourself, that will make other people literally yours too. Please click the link in the description box.
Something you guys can check it out. I think she has a meditation thing. I'm not gonna remove her little advertisement. You can check it out, people.
I actually read in The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. Now, if you know about Robert Greene, his books are no joke. Like, he talks about power. And I remember him talking about Cleopatra and how one of her seduction techniques was actually to have mood swings. So she was just one day pissed off, and then another day she would be happy and loving, and she would honor all of her emotions.
Honestly, this is what a girl did. I remember years ago, and I really liked her, right? And the key is the person has to like you, but one day she would, be all up on me, and then the next day she wants her distance. And because I didn't know her too well, but I knew her, I didn't want to look too needy. So I didn't ask her why she was distant, but I still felt that insecurity. And it made me long her physical contact. And so the mood swing, that's why psycho bitches are so fucking attractive, because the psycho girls have mood swings. Look, any normal person wouldn't do this. This is the problem, right? Like, I'm not calling you weird girl. I think you're cute, all right? But it's like I personally cannot do this because I can't act like I have a mood swing, to be honest with you. I mean, I do. My thing is I do have mood swings. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I get upset, I don't want to talk to people. When I get upset, it takes me a while to recover. But because I'm such a nice person, sometimes I hide that I'm upset. So I may have a mood swing and I may have an opportunity to do this strategy, but because I get insecure about making the person feel bad, I don't do it. Where if I was honestly honoring my emotions, I'll be with the girl and I'm like, look, fucking Melissa, I don't want to talk too much. You could chill here, but I'd rather just do this right now. And she would like, okay. Naturally, her reaction makes me feel insecure because I may not like confrontation. But because I practice meditation and I learn how to have confrontation and feel good, She's like, okay. And she's thinking to herself, did I do something? And I can even say it's not because of you, it's me. No matter how many times I tell her it's not you, it's me, she's still going to feel insecure. So it's not a manipulation. It's just, it should be more so as an encouragement to tell you to actually express yourselves when you want distance. Because there are times when you really want it and you don't do it. But you, all of a sudden, when you feel like manipulating him, you do it. No, motherfucker, just do it. Don't accumulate bad karma. Do it when you actually feel like doing it. Express yourself. It's okay. They're gonna forgive you.
And to me, she is the perfect example of a dark feminine who's embodied. Be moody. I learned from that book that your moodiness can be something that is literally gonna seduce, because every time she had this mood swing, it would put Julius Caesar, that guy that she was with, he would say that it was keeping him on his toes that she had these mood swings. So never ever think that you being moody or you being like angry or sad or whatever is something you need to suppress. Again, part of the dark feminine. Fucking accept that and own it and be that, and you'll see that people are gonna chase you even harder. Let's actually get into manifestation techniques. Something that I personally...
All right, let's see about this, because we all know I'm a little skeptic about manifestation, but let me give you guys my take on it. Manifestation should be more so not about manifesting someone specifically or something specific. It should be about manifesting a certain emotion. So if rather than manifesting dating Tyrone, the personal trainer, you imagine dating a man who makes you feel confident, dating a man who also wants to work out with you, dating a man who, when you're around him, you feel secure. And sometimes what you think you want is not what will give you that feeling. But you will always get what you want if you go for the feeling. You know? So it's kind of like, trust that the feeling will take you to what you want a lot quicker than the emotion, than the physical reality. Give your brain an abstract picture through giving it emotion. Brain, this is what I want to feel. Because if you imagine, for example, painting, right? Let's just say you want to paint. And, I want to paint. Right? You learn to paint, but now you don't like painting. If you were really doing it the right way, what you should have done is, I want to do something that I love. Right? Naturally, if you go after the feeling, and you may realize that painting may not be the thing, and you'll naturally find the right stream. You'll go with the flow. But if you only go with painting because you think that's going to make you happy, you don't know what will make you happy. Because you don't really, your body knows things about you that you don't know. So by you sticking to a literal visual goal about what you want, that's not going to happen. Go with the feeling, and it'll take you to your destination a lot quicker.
Personally do all the time if somebody's switching up on me. I have a little manifestation routine. I think I'll mention it at the end of the video because I want to be extra and I want to keep you to the end, but I'm going to mention one part of it. And it's actually a kind of low-key version of scripting. I've mentioned it before a long time ago in one of my videos talking about scripting. I call it the list method, and it's essentially where you write a list of how you would want things to go. So what you do, right, you can pull up your phone and you go into your notes app and you're gonna write down bullet points of how you would want things to go. So say somebody's switching up on you and you maybe write something like, I don't know, his name could be like Ryan. So we're gonna do, Ryan is absolutely obsessed with me. Even though he's having a rough time right now, and I know he's gonna come back around at some point. You wanna really do bullet points. He gives me princess treatment. He adores me. He says I'm so pretty. I know this sounds crazy, but it works. It really does work. He's planning to take me on dates. Thank you so much, universe, that he's taking me on dates.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that because it's not specifically getting into a literal visual manifestation. You give the universe more flexibility, okay? Stop handcuffing the universe, all right? Say, universe, this is how I want him to treat me. This. Stop imagining Brad Pitt. Stop imagining Tyrone. Stop imagining Trump. You know, give the universe more options.
The more that you tell yourself affirmations, like, they really do work, which is why I put them in all of my meditations and why I use subliminal affirmations in the background, because it works. If you do this shit consistently, I have affirmations on my mirror that I read every single day. I have affirmations that I tell myself all the time.
My affirmation is just bottling up all of my desires, like what I want. For example, I want this. I want to. For example, when I think about a partner, right? I want a partner to treat me this way, this, and I imagine all of that vision. Whatever emotion comes out of imagine, like if I imagine everything, right? Notice what you feel when you think about all of those things that you want to manifest. Remember that feeling. That feeling is your affirmation. That feeling is your motivation. So now you've bottled up these goals into a feeling. So imagine that this feeling is here. Give that feeling a color. Maybe it's red. Okay, give it a red color. Now imagine that this feeling is rotating. In which direction is this feeling rotating? Is it rotating like this? Is it rotating like this? Okay, now as you imagine this feeling, imagine that this feeling now all of a sudden is rotating faster. Imagine that it's rotating even faster, and then intensify the color. Intensify it again. And then imagine that this feeling is exploding within you and completely like filling up your whole body. And then you imagine that your body is glowing from this feeling. Imagine, and even imagine the color of this feeling glowing from within you, and just feel it in your whole body. That's a way to signal to the universe, this is what I want. Because you've bottled up the feeling of getting this goal, and this feeling will give you all of the inspiration to come up with ideas, to come up with motivation to act, to allow you to say no to things that doesn't lead towards that goal. That feeling will literally embody you, and you will literally become a walking manifestation of what you want. This is what I did for YouTube. I don't teach it. Maybe I should. It depends on the feedback. I may do that for the New Year's, but yeah, let's keep listening.
Chosen, I am the exception, I am special. If you continue to tell yourself those stories on the inside, people are gonna start telling you the stories back to yourself. I do this all the time where I'll be like, I really want somebody to tell me that I'm lovable. And I'll be like, universe, I want to be told that I'm lovable. I want to feel like I'm lovable. And then somebody will comment on my video, or somebody will say to me, oh my God, you're so cute. You're so lovable. Like, it happens all the time. I wanted to get
that's
to
called
another
salience, where your brain will, it's like when you buy a car and then all of a sudden you start seeing that car. The reason why you're seeing it everywhere is because now you're almost unconsciously looking for it, and you ignore everything that doesn't look like it. So it's almost like observe your biases. Your biases say a lot about what your unconscious mind is saying. If you only notice negative feedback, then that means that's how you see yourself. If you only notice positive feedback, then that means that you think yourself as positive. But if you only notice too much positive feedback, it means you're delusional and you're detached from reality, right? A real self-esteem is somebody who takes both feedbacks and feels exactly the same way, or better yet, you feel bad at negative feedback, but it doesn't bring you down too low. It brings you low enough to actually try to do something about it, but not low enough to believe any extra emotions behind that criticism. But if you have high self-esteem and you get positive feedback, you're gonna get a high from it, but not so high where you get delusional. There's like I said, not too high and not too low.
Feminine secret that will truly have any guy weak to their fucking knees. So boundaries. That's a big part of the dark feminine. What are boundaries? Where somebody is gonna meet you and where you are not gonna permit that somebody meets you. What are you okay with in a relationship?
Your boundaries are your emotional immune system at the end of the day.
What are you not okay with? I promise you, being afraid to stand up for yourself is just gonna make you look passive.
Oh yeah, it's like going to prison. Any person who's been to prison will tell you that if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, if you're not willing to check someone who's disrespecting you, you're gonna signal weakness to all the other inmates, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get the prison Tyrone, not the professional Tyrone with a family and kids and a great example to his community. We're gonna talk about multiverse Tyrone. The Tyrone that's like, hey, buddy, this ain't the Tyrone you've seen in your streets. No, I am not the personal trainer. No, no, no. This is dark Tyrone. This is prison Tyrone. You know? And like I said, like one of my favorite quotes from Robert Greene is that we're all sending signs of weakness. We're always either sending signs of strength or weakness. And if you send signs of weakness, people, even the nicest person, will feel compelled to act aggressive towards you. And unfortunately, the world we live in, you can only attain peace through strength. There's no such thing as peace through weakness, people. That's just called sympathy and somebody loving you. Even somebody that loves you, if you give them signs of weakness that you could be taken advantage of, a part of them will lose respect for you. Boundaries, not having boundaries would not elicit sympathy. You just look pathetic. You gotta have boundaries, people. You can't tell people you watch my channel and not have boundaries.
And it's gonna make people gradually disrespect you too. I've noticed a lot of people online talk about how expressing yourself can make you look weak. Like as well, expressing if something bothers you, it could look like
For me now, I don't care. Before I used to be afraid to tell people I'm jealous. But now I just express it, honestly. And one of the reasons why I express my emotions more is because I want to see, are you the type of person that will get turned off by me telling you how I feel about a situation? If that makes you think I'm weak, then I don't want you. Because your relationship style is toxic. I want someone that if I express, hey man, I don't like that you don't contact me as much. I want to be able for that person to listen to what I'm saying and listen to it. And if she thinks that's weak, if she gets turned off by it, it's not my fault. I didn't do nothing wrong. You're the one that's uncomfortable with healthy communication, you know? So you losing interest at me expressing my concerns now doesn't hurt me anymore because I'm confident that this is a normal thing. What people not being able to express how they feel to someone because they might come across needy. What you're doing is that you may not notice, but you've normalized avoidant behavior. That is not normal. Healthy behavior is expressing it, and if they get turned off, that's not your problem. That's on them. You're not the needy one. They're the needy ones because you at least have. I'm acting like her now. You at least have the courage to express your concerns. They don't. They're cowards, and that's okay to be a coward. People, we're all humans. We all act like cowards from time to time.
Nagging to a man, and I really disagree with that because truthfully, my confidence has increased a lot when I've started speaking up more. I remember I had this argument once with a guy where I was expressing how I feel about a situation, about something that pissed me off, and then he went, well, that's not what happened and I disagree. And you know what? There was a little default reaction in my body from having suppressed myself my whole fucking childhood. I almost wanted to shut down and be quiet and be like, okay, it wasn't like that. I'm sorry that I even brought it up kind of thing. And instead, I stepped into my power and I was like, I don't care if you agree or disagree. This is not about you agreeing or disagreeing. This is about my emotions and how I feel. And I have an issue with this.
That's called your emotional immune system.
And you want to know what? Men will respect you a lot for being like that. I remember my boyfriend said...
Yeah, 100%. Because it says like, yo, this bitch is strong. Like, I want my kids to have that feistiness. I don't want no meek jeans. I want a woman who's strong.
At the very beginning of our relationship, he likes it when I call him out on his shit. And I was like, damn, I thought that I was being a nuisance by doing that. I thought that I was gonna be the unattractive girl in his eyes. But in actuality, it's like, no, you need to speak up for yourself and you need to say when something's not all right and you need to call men out. For me, I'm a very sensitive and emotional person. This used to be something that was treated as a bad thing when I was a kid. So I suppressed it in relationships and friendships everywhere because I would see myself as this overly emotional being. Now that I've started accepting that this is who I am, nobody has ever succeeded in making me feel unworthy when I'm expressing my emotions because guess what? I love and accept myself. I love and accept my big emotions. And if you can't handle that or if you are going to make me feel bad about it, we're going to have a conversation.
Exactly. Because you can't can't listen to me, man. Anybody that gets mad at you for expressing something that you feel about, even if it's negative, if like in my previous video about the guy who wouldn't let his girl express her emotions because she was mad at him, you gotta leave. If you can't express how you feel without them getting mad, how the hell are you gonna fall in love? How the hell are you gonna love them? How the hell are you gonna show your vulnerable sides? How the hell can you love that person? Again, this person's gonna look like a goddamn Terminator to you.
And that doesn't mean you have to kick somebody out of your life either if they are not understanding that about you, but definitely means you need to assert a boundary, okay? There's something I also wanted to talk about, which is overgiving. And I just want to say, dark feminine motherfucking hack of the century, stop fucking giving unless you have a specific reason when it comes to a man. Because I really don't know why. I don't know the psychology behind this, but I have noticed the less that you give to a man, the more he gives to you, especially in the beginning stages.
Just yes and no. I mean, again, it's like you want to be able to give also, but it's a fine balance. That's the thing. Because yes, she is right. You know, in the beginning, you want to take it slow, but it's okay to initiate giving a lot. You know, like it's okay to initiate it. Just don't continue if they don't reciprocate it. You know, it's okay to tell someone I miss you. You met them 2 weeks ago. You haven't seen them in days. Just say, hey, I miss you. You might say, that's a little quick. Yeah, maybe, sure. But go ahead and do that. See what happens. What do they say? So, thank you. You know? And if they don't say nothing back, that's okay. That's totally fine. But let's see what happens. Do they get turned off by you saying that? Do they think that's too fast? You know? What you're doing, you're like making a bold move and seeing their reaction. There's nothing wrong with that. The issue is when you're saying that and you're expecting something in return. You're expecting it and I miss you. What you should do, you should say it because you feel it and you feel confident because even if they say I don't miss you back, you still felt like saying it. You know? And the key to all of this is not to give. The key to all of this is to give, but after that, see what they do. Do they give back? And if they don't give back, then you just don't give as much, right? You don't give and then expect in return and get resentful when you don't get it. The resentful part is the part that makes you needy. It's the part that gets your ego involved and it makes it hard to walk away.
Of a relationship. I've said this before in a TikTok video and a lot of people resonated with it. If you have a habit of overgiving, like you've got low self-worth and you find yourself people pleasing and giving to people, that shit needs to fucking stop. You should only be giving to people from a full cup. Never give to people from an empty cup. Never give to people from a space of you proving your worth. Because guess what? You've lost. The moment that you think you have to do something to prove your worth, you're wasting your time. You are worthy just as you think you have to do something to prove your worth, you're wasting your time. You are worthy just as is. You are worthy, period. Just because you are. You were born worthy, you will always fucking be worthy.
The issue is really feeling it despite feeling like somebody doesn't like you. That's the problem. And that's why meditation practice is so important.
You don't need to do anything to be worthy. A man is never going to fall in love with you because of how much you're giving to him. That's just not
Imagine
worthy.
the video ended.
A man is never going to fall in love with you.
Boom, it's over.
Because of how much you're giving to him. That's just not the way that it usually goes. Usually men, and this is actually a scientific thing, men fall in love because of a hormone, I believe, called vasopressin in their body that is basically when they are stressed out, I think, and they're problem solving, but I could be wrong. I just remember seeing this video, stressed out, I think, and they're problem solving, but I could be wrong. I just remember seeing this video where this guy was like, let your guy use his problem solving skills, come to him with an issue, have him stressed out. That's why being fucking moody.
Did I make that video? Sounds like something I would say back in the days.
Is another great way. I think as women, we are naturally moody, so embrace that shit. And my dark feminine meditation is gonna help with that a lot too, because it taps into embracing your darkness. So stress him out. I'd like to finish off with my little manifestation routine.
All right, people, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a long video, ladies and gentlemen, I liked it. I'm happy that she brought up meditation. It was really great. Sorry for judging you, my love. I didn't mean to do that. And if you guys want me to react more of her videos, let me know. Who else do you guys want me to react? Comment down below, right? If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.